Bible says that the dark can't comprehend the light. They want to calculate our moves. It's out of your comprehension. You ain't reached that level of thought.
Purchase your tracks today.
The steps of the righteous are ordered. New breed. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I bet these crafty little fakes can't keep it real like us. Put the pressure on them, trust they gon' spill they guts. If you listen close enough, they just talk too much. I see through them, they humility shot. Yeah, we all fall short, but they ruling us out. Bunch of hypocrite liars posing sheep with no spots. I can feel the church shaking. I want out of this box. I have no elders, pastors, preachers, or deacons. Respect me as an equal. Toss yourself off the deep end. This Game of Thrones with the swords, y'all ain't preaching. We sharper than you think and lose your fingers if you reaching. Read to egregious, don't need your agreement. Quarter running plays, interference. That's what cowards like you gotta do for attention. Spineless weak devils gonna find out who the realest, huh? I'm in everybody mentions. Everybody outraged, yet I'm feeling gift. I'm in everybody mentions. Everybody outraged, yet I'm feeling gift. They say that I'm a bad guy, they label me a villain. They say that I'm a bad guy, they label me a villain. At least I'm not a grifter. You ragtag misfits can never pique our interest. They can never. Hey, them boys go. I think they just too far gone. A trained mercenary and them haters all talk. They got no bite, yeah, them bammers all bark. Wizard of Oz, 10 man, you got no heart. Swimming with the fishes cause they dived in with no sharks. If you been double cross, it wasn't your loss. When God elevate, let no man separate. Keep your eyes on the prize, watch the foes get devastated. Yeah, now I'm in everybody mentions. Everybody outraged, yet I'm feeling gift. I'm in everybody mentions. Everybody outraged, yet I'm feeling gift. They say that I'm a bad guy, they label me a villain. They say that I'm a bad guy, they label me a villain. At least I'm not a grifter. You ragtag misfits can never pique our interest. Yeah, they got me feeling like the golden child. My enemies got no morale. My bars hit like a 40 cal. All combined can't hold me down. In shallow waters, they gonna drown. This wordplay got 100 rounds. Respond to who gonna dumb it down. Stand tall and look low. This game of life is cutthroat. Above the rim, got big smoke. I'm boogaloo, you nuts. So got real ones in the clutch though. Rapid fire like drum rolls. They giving up their own souls just to have some fake views. Clickbait, fake news. The weirdos really hate you cause you about to have a breakthrough. Them scavengers wanna make do of your blessings on soundbite. Confiscate your birthright and regulate your inner light. Just keep fighting a good fight and turn to God for your insight. Hey. I'm in everybody mentions. Everybody outraged. Yeah, we feeling gifted. We in everybody mentions. Everybody outraged. Yeah, we feeling gifted. They say that I'm a bad guy, they label me a villain, huh? They say that I'm a bad guy, they label me a villain. At least I'm not a grifter. You ragtag misfits can never pique our interest.
Purchase your tracks today.
That's right, that's right. Hey, welcome to the most brilliant show on YouTube. What's going on, all my gifted people, man? All my spiritually awake and aware people out there. Hope y'all are ready to get informed. You know, that's what we do on this side, man. I see brothers and sisters rolling in, man. Let me greet you all, the good people. I see Jacora in the house. Season never stop. God's property. I am Tamiko. What up? Man, y'all rolling in quick. Make sure you pound the like button on your way in. I see T. Lee in the building. Yo, salute to y'all, man. Hey, man, there's a lot going on in the news right now, all at one time. Particularly, you know, in regards to the political realm, you know, some things happening there, but yo, it's just a lot going on. We got Drake could possibly be implemented in Xtentacions murder case. A new appeal came up from Let me see. Let me get this guy's name right. Derek Williams. Derek Williams. And I knew last year that Drake had something to do with it. Actually, I knew before that. I knew when Xtentation passed away. I heard Drake sneak dissing. I heard him. I listen to lyrics when I listen to songs. So, he not only, in my opinion, allegedly did it, but he bragged about it. He bragged about it. Drake really be thinking he's a goon out here, and you can bet your bottom dollar this lawsuit has something to do with it. The lawsuit between him and Universal Music Group. I told y'all, man. I told y'all Drake, his career is pretty much over. They're gonna railroad him. They might diddy him. Drake is making some crucial mistakes right now. He's trying to sue the same people who made him, and it's not gonna bode well for him. Trust and believe that. And we're getting to see, how the industry will turn on its own when they get out of pocket, when they step out of line. And Drake, I don't know, somehow he really believed that he's a Jewish woman. I think Drake believes he's a Jewish woman. Yeah, I think he really believes that. I know people who are Jewish believe that they're Jewish because of the mother side of the family. You know, that's what Jewish people personally believe. But the Bible actually says the bloodline comes through the father, and Drake's father is a black man. So, be that as it may, Drake is officially about to get his damn black card back because he out here wilding. He think he can write a letter. He think he can, threaten with lawsuits the same cabal that made him. We're talking about Drake, one of the biggest beneficiaries from Spotify. I remember once upon a time when you got on Spotify, you seen nothing but Drake's face. You seen all his albums, you seen his singles, everything. And to accuse his record label, UMG, of cooking the numbers and forging the books, it's just not a good look. Now, I want to show y'all something that happened last year. And we're gonna get into it, man. It's some stories going on that has caught my attention. But I remember this last year. Look at this, y'all. And this was on Inside Edition. Hold on one moment. I remember this on Inside Edition last year. Peep this.
Is Drake responsible for the death of Florida rapper Xtentacion? The Canadian artist was the subject of one defense attorney's opening statement. Michael Boatwright, Dedrick Williams, and Trayvon Newsom are on trial for first-degree murder and robbery with a firearm for the June 2018 shooting of the 20-year-old rapper, whose real name was José Onfroy. The attorney for Dedrick Williams said in his statement that before his death, the victim made claims on social media that if anything happened to him, Drake was behind it.
And that's been scrubbed from social media. I tried my best to find that video. I remember when Xtentations said that. He said, if something happened to me, Champagne Poppy did it. He said something to the effects of that. He said, if I end up getting killed, you know who was responsible for it.
Xtentacion later retracted those claims. Now the defense claims Drake wasn't properly
And he later retracted it, probably because he was threatened. Who knows?
investigated.
He came on social media and said, guys, before he dies, if anybody kills me, it's Drake. Do you think in that time span that they went and they addressed him, they talked to him? No. Do you think sitting here today, years later, any detective has ever asked, Drake or anybody like that? No. They never did that. So you ask yourself, how could that be?
The prosecution argued that there was no evidence linking Drake to this crime. A judge had previously denied a request to force Drake to be deposed in this case. Investigators say Xtentacion was leaving a motorcycle shop in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, when he was ambushed, robbed, and shot to death in his vehicle.
Now, it's either one or two things that took place. Either Drake really did not have nothing to do with it, but because he was mentioned, he decided to throw shots and try to get the clout for having part of it, because that's what Drake would do. He want to have street cred. He want to be mob ties. He want to act like a goon. We talking about Drake, a grown man who seems to have Benjamin Button's disease mentally. We're talking about a grown ass man who has, you know, got immature with age. He started off talking about, baby, you my everything. You're my everything. And you know how that Highline Bling, to now doing records with 21 Savage, talking about pulling up blickies, talking about rolling up on ops, talking about putting bags on people's heads. So, you know, you have a grown man child who would definitely get out here and absorb the clout for allegedly taking out another rival rapper, right? Yeah, real studio gangster stuff. But anyway, let's go.
Drake has not been charged in connection with Xtentacion's death. A fourth defendant, Robert Allen, has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and armed robbery for his role in the crime and is set to be sentenced.
I remember when Wayne told him to keep on singing. Like, don't start trying to be somebody you're not. He should have listened.
Sentenced later this month. He is a prosecution witness and testified against the other three defendants. The trial is expected to last until March, and all three suspects have pleaded not guilty to the charges against them. For instance, Inside Edition Digital, I'm Matt.
Now, that's Inside Edition. Now, let me give y'all some updates. That was last year. Now, right after this lawsuit, things changed. How things have changed, right? So now let me give y'all some information, some updates on this. So Derek Williams, pardon me. Derek Williams, one of Xtentations' killers. One moment, let me position this right here, because this is some news right here, and this is crazy that it happened right after that lawsuit. Derek Williams, one of Xtentations' killers, named Drake as a possible suspect in new appeal filing. Now, could Drake have some involvement with it? Who knows? Look, all I know is when you make enemies with the wrong person in Hollywood, then they're coming for you. If you cross paths with the wrong people in the industry, they're after you. There's a new movie out. Well, actually, it's a TV series. And this series is on Netflix. And it's called Madness. How many of y'all seen that by show of ones? It just dropped. I'm going to show you how the media will do you. How they play the game. How they can really destroy your whole entire life. All right, I see ones. All right, y'all see that show Madness on Netflix? For those who haven't seen it, it's about a Philadelphia news broadcast, a correspondent. He works for CNN. And they framed this man for murder. And I mean, there's a whole lot of gang stalking going on, a lot of gaslighting, people acting shady to the point where you don't know who to trust. And what ended up happening is they use the media. The media can make you look crazy. The media can create a whole firestorm. They'll send perpetrators to get you acting out of character, all of it. And y'all wonder why some of these celebrities be running around seeming like they done lost their damn mind, because they're literally going through psychological warfare on the streets every day when they cross the wrong people. I would not be surprised if this happens to Drake, because you're trying to sue Universal Music Group, and there's a lot of money involved in this. And on top of that, Drake he pretty much got out of his place. He jumped out of his place. But anyway, let's read a little bit more about this appeal here. It goes on to say, Derek Williams, one of rapper Xtentacion's alleged killers, has named Drake as a possible suspect in the appeal filed November 2024. Williams is one of the three defendants facing charges for the 2018 murder and robbery of Xtentacions. Williams' new appeal was composed by his attorney, Mauricio Padilla, who discussed this petition in an interview with Law and Crime Network on November 30th. Padilla said, and that's 2024, Padilla said, prior to him, Xtentation being murdered, he had posted on Instagram, "If anybody kills me, I'm snitching right now. It's Champagne Poppy. I'm paraphrasing, but something to that effect. Imagine the dead said prior to his death, if anybody kills me, it's Champagne Poppy, which is Drake's Instagram name. It says, I laid out extreme detail of my defense, witnesses list, including many rappers, because the victim in this case was a rapper. He had a ongoing feud with Drake. It says, public feuds with not only Drake, but a lot of rappers that are signed to OVO related to Drake in some way. So could Champagne Poppy drop the bag? Did he drop a bag on X head? You know, these guys be really believing that they goons and gangsters. They really be out here putting bags on people. And see, look, just because somebody got money, just because somebody got the bag, and they drop that money on somebody's head, that don't make them a tough guy. That make you weak. The times I was growing up, if you ain't do it yourself, you was weak. But you know, the money now gives these lames a cushion. It's too many lames who think they really tough guys. They get in the studio and they start talking a certain way and they start believing it. Ugh. Could Drake have done it? Are they coming at Drake full-fledged at this point? And I can tell you, Joe Budden has said this. They still gonna be playing all of Drake's hits because the record labels are grimy. They trying to get that bag. They would have Drake out here messed up and they still gonna be playing Hotline Bling. Getting that bag. Somebody said it was one of X. If it was one-on-one with X, Drake would have got whooped. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, somebody says the demonic rap culture and money. That's the facts. That is the facts. Somebody said, ask the real Freeway how they set you up to be more than what you are. Should just use you and sacrifice you later. Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, this industry don't care. Look, you are worth more dead than alive. Like, you don't play with the music industry the way that Drake is playing right now. Telling you. But y'all know it's more on the news. I had to cover that because, you know, I want to keep y'all informed what's going on. I want y'all to know what's done in the dark will come to the light, and what goes around comes around. Drake has done a lot in his career far as suppressing other artists, as well as just straight up stealing. And I'm talking about word for word. I mean, Drake has stole so many songs, bro. I remember listening to Drake a couple months ago, and I'm listening to it, and he raps a whole Rapping Forte verse. I'm like, well, I'll be damned. See, a lot of people don't listen to Rapping Forte unless you're from the West Coast or something. But I'm sitting here listening to Drake. He raps this man whole verse, bro. I heard other songs, other artists that he stole from. So anyway, you know, it's only so long culture vultures can pretend, right? If you want to be this gangster, this thug, you take the consequences that come with it. You can't just sit up there and rap about pulling blickies and rolling up on ops and putting bag on people's head and don't face the consequences of that. Yeah, he stole from the Song Players Club. Facts. Facts. So that's what's going on with Drake. Now, there's more in the news. So we got Hunter Biden. Everybody been asking me what I think about Joe Biden partnering his son Hunter. Well, realistically speaking, what do we expect Joe to do? This is America, baby. The president has the absolute power to pardon anybody they want to pardon. You know, that's the American way. Yeah, it's hypocrisy. Yeah, it's wrong. Yeah, we want some of our political prisoners free. Yeah, we want to see Mutulu Shakur free. We want to see, we want to see real people who contributed to society free. Well, that ain't America. That ain't the American way. And he ain't the only president that pardoned somebody that didn't deserve it. There's a lot of presidents that pardon family members. Bill Clinton pardoned a family member. Donald Trump has pardoned family members. Like, you the president. I'm really not sure why it's such front page news, but what I will say about it is only in America, where a man can break several felonies, be facing decades, and get convicted by a jury of his peers, smoke crack on camera, get caught with all kind of paraphernalia and corn and drugs and everything else on your laptops, break several crimes, because what started this when Hunter Biden purchased that revolver while he had all them felonies going on. That's what really sparked it. Like, that's, you could spend several decades in jail because of that. And when I say he was convicted by a jury of his peers, I mean it. It was his peers. So he was guilty. And only in America you're going to walk away with that. Because why? Your dad's the president. Your dad's the president. Now we're going to go to the news on this, in case y'all didn't know that this pardon took place. And we're going to further discuss this a little bit, right? Hold on one moment. Let's go.
Rivero. And I'm Joe Torres. President Joe Biden left D.C. for Africa tonight, just a couple of hours after he announced the pardon of his son Hunter on tax and gun charges, even though he previously said he would not do so. The president said he believes his son was, quote, selectively and unfairly prosecuted. The decision comes weeks ahead.
Man, they had Thanksgiving dinner. Biden was sitting up in there, half dead. They had to give him his adrenochrome, give him a couple shots of adrenaline as well, and, wake him up at Thanksgiving dinner. And, he just got a soft spot for Hunter. He looks just a splitting image. And, of course, Biden at first said he wasn't going to do it. They were sitting around eating them damn butterball turkeys. And his heart got soft for Hunter, and it is what it is. That's what happened. You ask me, that's what happened, y'all. His crack smokers. I mean, look. You are rich. Your dad's the president. You ain't even snorting coke. You out here doing crack. Yo, this man, let's zoom in. The zoom in action is crazy. This man right here smokes crack cocaine. Like crack cocaine. And you were rich. You got millions of dollars, and that's your drug of choice? Crack cocaine? Oh, man, come on, bro. Only in America, man. Only in America. Let's go.
Of President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. It has been the biggest question floating around the nation's capital since Election Day. Would President Joe Biden pardon his son Hunter for his federal felony gun and tax convictions? The answer came tonight.
Damn, he got felony, drug, gun, and tax convictions. Damn. Y'all hear that? Your boy got federal, gun, tax, and drug problems. And that boy is free. Y'all know, Joe was he wasn't gonna let his son go down, man. This is his father. He's the president.
The answer came tonight in a statement released by the president. Today, I signed a pardon for my son Hunter. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision-making.
But he did. That boy was guilty.
And I kept my word, even as I have watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted. The president reversed course on his past promise not to pardon his son. The statement goes on to lay out what Biden considered to be a political persecution by his opponents in Congress, saying, "No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion than Hunter was singled out only because he is my son, and that is wrong."
That's what he did. So, I mean, look, if a politician's mouth is moving, he lying. Straight up. He just didn't want to do it outright. He wanted his son, to sweat it out a little bit. And, he wanted to look noble. He wanted to seem like he wasn't going to interfere with the judicial justice system, but he did. It is what it is. I mean, what you expect? This is Joe Biden we talking about.
What struck me most about the president's statement tonight is that he called the prosecution unfair and selective, which is a direct shot at his Justice Department.
The full and unconditional pardon comes just weeks before President Biden leaves office and just weeks before Hunter Biden was set to face sentencing. His father's decision now spares him from possible jail time. The president ended his statement with this message to the American people: "I believe in the justice system, but as I have wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process."
I believe raw politics have affected the process. Yeah, raw politics have affected our entire justice system as a whole. It's affected our entire world. Hey, look, criminals are running this thing. Look, the inmates are officially running the asylum in America. I don't know how else to tell y'all. It's like this, right? It's all about gold, oil, and guns, baby. It's America. Everything is crooked. Look, our president is a felon. Like, what are we even talking about? Like, this is America. Whoever got the money, the power, and the connections, it is what it is. Telling you. But let's go.
And it led to a miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision this weekend, there was no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. President-elect Donald Trump reacted with a post on social media by diverting attention to pardons for people imprisoned for their actions on January 6th. He wrote, "Does the pardon given by Joe to Hunter include the January 6th hostages who have now been imprisoned?"
Oh, snap. You already know Donald J. Trump was going to clap back. So Trump has something to say. He says, "Does the pardon given by Joe to Hunter include the J6 hostages who have been in prison for years? Such an abuse." Bro, I mean, come on, Joe. That's a good question. That's what I'm talking about with this country. They'll go ahead and sit on their hands when it comes to, pardoning people who actually need to be pardoned. And you have the power through the stroke of a pen to release several people from the penitentiary who don't belong there, but they don't do it. And, I know that Donald Trump has this to say, and I agree with it. I agree with what he's saying right here. But Donald, when you were president, you got Kodak Black pardon. Like, you got Lil Wayne pardon. When y'all gonna pardon Assata Shakur? When y'all gonna pardon, Matulu? Like, nigga, you gave us Lil Wayne and Kodak Black. So it's like, I hear what you saying, but yeah, there's a lot of people who need to be pardoned. Anyway, let's go.
For years, such an abuse and miscarriage of justice.
And yes, I agree. January 6th was probably staged.
We will track the reaction to this major news overnight, and we'll bring you the very latest on
Is it really major news? Is it really major news? Is it major news? They throw these terms around so loosely. This major news. I don't know. Yo, I got some other news I want to cover. Every now and then I gotta do these streams where Somebody said, pardon Rashad Jamal. I don't know about that. No, I don't know about that one. Every now and then I do these broadcasts where there's so much going on in the news, I could just hit it in one fair swoop and I can keep y'all up to date, right? And if you enjoy this type of material where we're talking about current events, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, get the likes all the way up. It's highly appreciated. Somebody said they pardon the high-priced slave rappers so they can bring them riches. Yep. Now, I got another news story I want to cover. I think this is very important. Some of you all, let me see. Some of you all may know that I'm from the DMV area, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. And I find it more than necessary to cover this. Time from time, I'll see some news that take place back in my hometown, and it'll really allow me to put things in a perspective, and it shows me that things haven't really gotten better, and that there was a reason why I got out of that place. And this story right here, man, is really upsetting. But I want to talk about this. I was saving this for last to discuss because this is just some unfortunate news that people from our hometown still move in a certain way. Like they still are in that crabs in a bucket type of mentality. You know, it's a lot of senseless crime that happens still to this day. Things that are just incomprehensible to me. And I remember like a year ago, there was a brutal beating of an old man in DC. And it bothered me a lot because when this happened, you know, I'm thinking a city on the up and up. You know, I know there's a lot of gentrification that take place, but it's still some parts of DC that's considered chocolate city. And when an elder is not safe, it's like nobody's safe. It's like nobody's safe there. And I got another story that I want to cover, and it's about a DC
community activist and
a DC community activist, very well known. A lot of people from the city know who this man is. And I just want to show y'all what took place, right? Hold on.
Curtis, who was shot and killed early this morning. That incident happened outside of a popular restaurant in Prince George's County. Police have
Yeah, it happened right on Losford Road. That's Largo, Maryland, PG County, right in Losford Road, front of the Jaspers.
Not formally identified the victim, but family members have. The family of Cornelius McDonald say that he was the man shot and killed this morning. Our Alexis Wainwright picks up our coverage from there.
Friends and family tell me Cornelius McDonald was deeply adored. They're still in shock after he died Saturday morning, but they want people to remember the impact he had on the community and the region. Mariah Barnett was fighting back tears when we asked her about her close friend Cornelius McDonald. The two had been friends for more than 15 years.
When people think about Neil, I hope that they know that he was a true light in the room. He was so positive, and he really did care about people.
Known to many as just Neil, McDonald is being remembered as a father and pillar in this community.
Very well known.
Yeah.
I mean, loved like across the DMV.
And those who grew up and worked with him in Prince George's County and DC describe him as a genuine person who was known for showing up for people in a positive way.
He's like a brother to me. It feels a little numb to be talking about him in this way, but he's always been a brother, a protector, a really good friend to me.
And, you know, he worked with the youth a lot. You know, the man was out there in the community. And this is the stuff that really gets to me, because it's like, if you stay in your hometown and you have any level of fame, whether it's on the positive or negative side, there's always vultures, bro. And it's always people who just want you out, want you removed. They want to extinguish the light of people who actually stand by people of the community. And then y'all wonder why people don't want to stick around. You wonder why people get far away from the community. You wonder why, you know, people stop working with the community, stop being philanthropists. Just say, you know what? I'm going to look out for me and mine, because it'll be your own people who will take you out. And I've actually witnessed this. I witnessed, you know, my own people turn on me, doing the right thing. And, you know, they might not have tried to kill me, but they tried to assassinate my name and my character and everything like that. And it's just one of them things where you realize that, man, it ain't even safe doing the right thing at times. And that really, it really gets to me, because I don't know what's going on in the DMV. I don't know what the mentality is, but it gotta stop. Like, where's the peace? Old men, old ladies, elders, community activists, mentors, leaders. Like, what's happened where nobody's off limits? Nobody's off limits. Yeah. No said it. It's a war going on in the DMV now. And I see it. And you can feel it when you drive through. When you go out there, you can feel that it's a lot of turmoil out there. And it's a lot of people out there with no type of recourse. And now, like last time I went to the DMV, I found out that DC, Maryland, Virginia got a drill scene. Like a real live drill scene. Inheriting the Chicago culture. It's like we were never doing that. Yeah, jealousy is cruel as the grave, man. Jealousy is cruel as the grave. Kevin Reynolds says no one is safe in the DMV. I believe it, bro.
McDonald was shot and killed Saturday morning outside of Jasper's, a well-known restaurant in Lake Arbor on Losford Court. No suspect information has been released, and investigators have not.
Y'all know where Lake Arbor at? I actually lived over there one time. I lived near Lake Arbor. I know about Losford Road. This Jasper's right here. And to be quite frank with you, when I had moved there, we were like, that was like moving up. Getting out of Southwest. Yeah. Somebody said they on Walker Mill Road. Yeah, getting out of Southwest or Southeast or Uptown, and you moving right here. That was like, oh man, we moving up. We got out the hood. I mean, to see this happen right here, it shows me the effect of the gentrification. It shows me what really took place. And this is a person who worked with people, DC and Maryland. Yeah. Like my boy Toothless Wonder said, it's real in the battlefield. It's real out here.
Not given much information regarding the circumstances surrounding the shooting. And with so few answers, the focus now is on McDonald's legacy. His family released a statement saying, in part, Neil's passion for creating a safer, more compassionate world will forever leave an indelible mark on those who had the privilege of knowing him. His loss is a monumental one.
Now, how is it, man, that a person who's trying to bring peace, creating a safer environment, how does this man get gunned down, bro? Like, who did this? Like, who did this? Who? I just want to know. This is what I want to know, right? Who in the DMV, what goon gangster thug, who greenlit this? Yo, let's kill the community activist. The community leader who worked with the kids. Like, who thought that this was cool? Like, I'm really trying to figure this out. Why every time I see a murder that takes place in the DMV area, it's somebody that you would least expect to be taken out. And for those wondering, like, DC, Maryland, Virginia, that is not a place where people gang bang. It's usually neighborhood beefs. And when I was growing up, I don't know how things are now. This is what's baffling to me. But when I was growing up, you may inherit beef that your dad had. You know what I'm saying? Or your uncles have. Or you may inherit some type of beef from the neighborhood. But if you're doing the right thing, you were off limits. And I literally remember, you know, my grandmother, she's 80 years old right now. She was like a mother to me. I remember we lived in the hood. You know what I'm saying? We lived in Imperial Gardens and they called it Hale Park. We lived in those places and people actually looked out for her back then. Like when I wasn't around, hey, we know your grandson. You know, let me help you with the bags. We're going to look out for you. Make sure nobody touch your car and make sure nobody bother you. That's how it was. Like, even though we was in the hood, people knew good people and would not mess with them. You understand? Like, oh, no, them good people, leave them alone. Leave them people alone. They be chilling. But nowadays, bro, they don't care. They don't care. It was once upon a time, like, look, I'm chopping it up with y'all. Look, it was once upon a time where, yeah, if you had beef with a neighborhood, they might chase you home from school. You might have to fight. But if it was an adult outside, when you got around your neighborhood, them kids was going to scatter. Them kids was going to stop. Nowadays, they're going to beat your mother up. They're going to beat your father up. They're going to beat your grandmother up. They'll see your kids out there. They're going to run them over. It's like, bro, what the hell's going on out there? How can PG County be the richest? Yeah, look, check this out. PG County, Prince George's County, is the richest black community in the United States. And y'all out here murking. Y'all murking community activists, mentors, and leaders. Y'all the richest black county in America. What kind of demons is operating? Yes, them kids on demon time. Yo, I would not doubt that it was just one of them kids on drugs. Popping pills. It's them damn pills. It's the drugs. It be playing with these youngins' minds. Yeah, these 2/3 are running wild out here. This is real talk. Hold on, man. I didn't mean to go back that far, but hold on. Let's go.
Much information regarding the circumstances surrounding the shooting. And with so few answers, the focus now...
There's no answers. Ain't nobody snitching. I think I skipped something. Let's just go here.
Who was known for showing up for people in a positive way.
He's like a brother to me. It feels a little numb to be talking about him in this way, but he's always been a brother, a protector, a really good friend to me.
McDonald was shot and killed Saturday morning outside of Jasper's, a well-known restaurant in Lake Arbor on Losford Court. No suspect information has been released and investigators have not given much information.
There's no suspects, bro. And y'all know within the first week, and this just happened 2 days ago. Y'all know in the first week, if they don't find a suspect, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to solve this crime. And I'm wondering if there's any cameras around this Jasper's. You know, of course, they got the Crime Stopper line up, the tip line. Look, I'm not no street person no more, or none of that. Yeah, you listen, when stuff like this happen, peep what I'm about to say. Y'all can say what y'all want about me. But when stuff like this happen, these are the numbers you need to call if you know something. Because what they just did is out of pocket. You cannot do that to a civilian. You can't just murk a civilian, bro. Like what? Like you niggas is wild out there, man. Let's go.
Information regarding the circumstances surrounding the shooting. And with so few answers, the focus now is on McDonald's legacy. His family released a statement saying in part,
yeah, Double D says cameras everywhere. That's what I'm saying.
Neil's passion for creating a safer, more compassionate world will forever leave an indelible mark on those who had the privilege of knowing him. His loss is a monumental one.
Neil has like this electrifying personality, so knowing that he went the career trajectory that he went feels natural. Like, he's a people person, he's outgoing, he cares about kids, mental health. He's always been an uplifter within our friend group.
Marcus Ellis,
DMV, if y'all keep doing stuff like this, bro, taking out mentors and community activists, there will never be no light shining on the DMV. Y'all never have y'all own culture back. Y'all never, like, anyway, let's go.
Executive Director of Peace DC, says McDonald was made for violence prevention work.
He had that magic.
And he worked in violence prevention. Violence prevention. Could have been we just speculated, could have been he got in the middle of something that he couldn't de-escalate. Perhaps he was trying to stop some violence, some neighborhood beef, and they was like, we're going to take you out. Yeah, it feels like the Hunger Games, man. It really does, man. It's a sad situation.
Had that ability to break through some of those very hard lines when dealing with folks that have been through so much. And so it's a skill set that many don't have. He was professional in his work.
Ellis and McDonald worked together on a project called Pathways, where they work with those who had been involved in gun violence, something McDonald had passion for.
He was committed to the work. He was from the area, and so he understood a lot of the trials and tribulations that the young people that we were working with, the young men, were going through. And so there was
and these very same young men probably the ones who killed him.
Automatic connection in this particular profession. There aren't a lot of Black young men doing that type of work that look like their client. And so it's extremely important and a huge loss.
Yeah, man, that's sad, bro. Yo, that kind of stuff, man. I don't know what y'all got going on in the DMV, but you niggas is out of control. If I'm speaking candidly with y'all, man, y'all wilding, bro. Like, I'd be ashamed to call this my hometown. It's like I'm almost ashamed I had to grow up here because y'all got way too much to not have any order. And I blame the men. I blame the men because when stuff like this is happening, y'all allowing these goons to take the streets over. Like, all the OGs need to unite. Y'all need to lead by example. Y'all need to come together, and stuff like this not even supposed to be happening. You know what I'm saying? Raise your children the way you would have them go, man. Because this is wild. This man out here trying to de-escalate crimes and all that, and y'all murk a mentor. Like, I don't know what's going on, man, but I don't know what goes on in y'all cities that y'all may be at, but DC ain't supposed to be doing this. Somebody said the goons run DC. That's what it seemed like. Like, it's a lot of intimidation. Like, imagine a community activist gets gunned down. Perhaps he wasn't intimidated. Maybe they was like, yo, stay out the way. Maybe the goons was like, look, you messing with our money because you pulling these young boys off the streets. And that happens. That happens. He could have been making sure these young boys is not in the street selling drugs. He could have been helping a whole lot of them. And guess what? Them OGs who rely on the YGs, they just took them out. They just took them out. You know them old ninjas that's always trying to slide something in your son's book bag. And since he was pulling these youngins off the streets, trying to show them a better way, these so-called OGs who have no shame was like, look, they had to order the hit. That's a hit. Anytime they don't have no evidence, they don't know nothing that happened, man. That was an organized hit. I'm telling you, these demons don't like people of the light. They don't like people of the light, bro. People who just trying to do the right things. That's why sometimes, man, you got to leave your community behind. Because ain't nobody going to reinforce you. Ain't nobody going to back you up. Ain't nobody going to help you. I'm glad I got out of DC. They don't respect nothing. Nothing. This is just grimy. That's what the Bible says. A prophet has no honor in his hometown. That's a fact. I got to go back and visit time from time. But no, that's not a place to live. And it's a beautiful city. DC is a beautiful city. And it's like, when you from a certain place, it's a love-hate relationship because you feel like that's your home. You feel like, yo, that's my home right there. When you go back to your hometown, you see the familiarity. You remember the roads. You remember the streets. You remember the restaurants. You remember how the people communicate and how. But it ain't worth it. If you can find look, man, if you can find a new way out of the madness, then do it. Do it. Yeah, may that brother rest in peace, and I hope they find out who did that, man. But yeah, I just want to come stream and chop it up with y'all. Every now and then YouTube does what it's supposed to do. I don't think today is one of those days, but y'all know how it go. Yeah, somebody said, is it predominantly black? Yeah, DC was known as Chocolate City. It's predominantly black. Rich said we need more nightly news broadcasts. I'm glad y'all are edified by these. Somebody said, who knows? It may have been a dirty cop. I don't know, man. Hard to tell. All I know is the rules are being broke. But anyway, all praise to the Most High. Y'all have a blessed one. Hey, man. More material coming. Turn the post notification bell on. Y'all have a blessed one. Shalom and peace.